Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine a hillside in southern France. The air is warm. The sun is low and golden. And as far as you can see, in every direction, the earth is purple. Not painted, not artificial, alive. Millions of tiny violet flowers swaying in a slow summer breeze, releasing a fragrance so powerful that people have crossed oceans to find it. This plant has been cherished for more than 4,000 years. Queen Elizabeth I kept it on her royal table. And today, scientists have discovered something extraordinary about why every human being on Earth seems to love it instinctively. This is lavender, and it is far stranger, far more generous, and far more alive than most people ever imagined. Most people think of lavender as English, the tidy garden hedges, the cottage borders, the soft purple haze of the countryside in July. But lavender is not English. It never was. Its true home is wilder, more dramatic. The dry, rocky, sun-warmed hillsides of the Mediterranean, the mountains of Provence, the slopes of the Pyrenees, the limestone cliffs of Spain, Croatia, and Italy. Here, at altitudes of up to 1,800 meters, where the soil is poor and the summers are brilliant, wild lavender evolved something extraordinary: the ability to bloom where almost nothing else could. No moisture, no rich soil, no shelter from the heat. And yet, every summer, without fail, it opens. There are 47 known species of lavender on Earth. The queen of them all is Lavandula angustifolia, true lavender, fine lavender, the one that produces the sweetest, most complex fragrance in the natural world. It grows wild only above 800 meters. The higher the altitude, the colder the winter, the hotter the summer, the richer the oil. Below it, on lower, warmer slopes, grows its wilder cousin, spike lavender, bolder, more camphor, more ancient in character. And where the two meet, something beautiful happens. They cross, naturally, spontaneously, creating a hybrid that humans eventually discovered, named Lavender, and turned into the heart of a global fragrance industry that touches billions of lives every single day. In July, right now, as you watch this, something extraordinary is happening in the lavender fields of Provence. The air above them is moving, not from wind, from wings. A single hectare of flowering lavender can welcome up to 30,000 bees on a single golden afternoon. Honeybees, bumblebees, solitary mason bees, all drawn to the same extraordinary thing: lavender nectar, so pure and so rich that the honey it produces has been treasured as a luxury for over 2,000 years. Butterflies drift through the purple rose in slow, luminous spirals. Hummingbird hawk moths, insects so rapid they are routinely mistaken for actual hummingbirds, hover in front of each flower spike, drinking while barely touching the petals. This is lavender at full life. And it has struck one of evolution's most elegant bargains. It repels the creatures that would damage it and draws in everything that carries its pollen forward. For centuries, farmers across Europe have planted lavender along the borders of their fields because its presence makes everything around it more alive. But here is something most people do not know. There is a lavender that grows not on mountains, but on the very edge of the sea. Sea lavender. It belongs to a different plant family entirely. Yet it carries the same violet-purple flowers, the same pale, wind-touched beauty, the same quiet determination to bloom in places no one expected. You can find it in the salt marshes of California, along the Atlantic coast of North America, on the shores of the Mediterranean, and in the coastal wetlands of Northern Europe. Studies confirm what healers have known since antiquity. Lavender compounds genuinely reduce cortisol, the stress hormone in the human body. They slow the heart rate. They lower blood pressure. They quiet the nervous system into a state of calm that most of us spend our whole lives looking for. In Germany, lavender essential oil is a licensed pharmaceutical, prescribed by doctors as a clinically proven treatment for generalized anxiety disorder. In hospitals across Europe and North America, it is diffused in surgical waiting rooms to reduce patient anxiety before operations. Applied to the skin, its essential oil has natural antibacterial and anti-inflammatory properties. In the perfume houses of Grasse, the fragrance capital of the world, lavender has been the foundation of some of the most iconic scents ever created. And in the kitchen, it has its own quiet brilliance. Lavender honey, lavender shortbread, lavender lemonade, lavender salt pressed into the crust of roasted lamb. In Japan, lavender fields in Hokkaido draw millions of visitors every summer. People who travel thousands of miles simply to stand inside the color purple and breathe. A plant that evolved on a rocky mountainside, with no knowledge of human beings, somehow produces the precise signal that tells the human body, "You are safe. You can rest. Everything is going to be all right." That relationship between lavender and the human spirit took millions of years to build. The bees discovered it first, then the butterflies, then Queen Elizabeth I, who understood that some things are simply irreplaceable, then the perfumers of Grasse, the farmers of Hokkaido, and the gardeners of England. And now researchers around the world are studying it more carefully than ever, mapping its wild populations, preserving its rarest varieties in seed banks, understanding what makes each species and each altitude produce something slightly different and irreplaceable. Because lavender is not simply a plant, it is a 4,000-year conversation between the natural world and the human need for beauty, for calm, for something that smells like a summer afternoon and reminds us that the world is still, very often, extraordinary. Thank you for watching Planet Science. Subscribe to the channel to discover many more fascinating and educational videos about our planet.